Hello, going to be taking a quick look at Spires of Morosith, Gossamer Sundered. Defend the spires. Looks pretty. So this is the layout. First spire, that's your first mission. Let's get started. This is the first impressions. Okay, so we have our health, the wave, the speed. Send feedback to the developer. That's Jim. Reached out on an email just saying, former Blizzard developer. And he's been working on this map solo. So let's see if it's any good, shall we? Select one Gather Simon. Okay, so that looks like Simon, right?
Hello.
And command select a gatherer to harvest wood. Well, that looks like wood. So we'll go get that. So he's like our peasant in this case. Harvestable for wood. Resources by a wood gatherer. So he's going to bring in one wood. Wood's going to be used for probably building towers, I imagine. We'll find out. So he's got 2 wood. So now you can build a tower. So we've got one here. Basic tower. Shoots with a high fire rate and low damage. Okay, so let's slap that here. So you can see the pathing has changed based on where I've placed the tower. So you've got a core claim. Defeat green wraiths within the obelisk's range to claim the cores. So let's start the wave in 1 second. Let's go. So they're going to spawn from this location. Harvestable for wood. That's the good. Okay, so these are the green wraiths. They're coming in 2 at a time. This is the basic tower. I assume it's got enough damage to clear them, otherwise it's going to be a brutal tutorial level. Hello Sandra, how you doing? Let me know if it's too loud. I'll tell you what, I'll just put the volume down to 26 for now. Just so you can definitely hear what I'm saying. Right, next wave. We have another tower we can put down, so perhaps over here. I see these cows are actually in the way. Not only are they blocking the enemy creeps, but they're actually blocking where I can place towers. See, this is red. So critters are in the game, and they can actually negatively impact your ability to produce structures. So, I don't know if you can attack those critters like you would in Warcraft 3. I certainly would be killing them. That's what Grubby would do as well. You get them out of the way. Ah, you can see the pathing's changed now. So instead of going up to the top, they're now going down. I could have ended up causing myself a lot of trouble here. Hopefully I got enough firepower to control these mobs. It's those darn cows, or the bison. They got right in the way. I'll just whack the volume down again. There we go. As is the case in many video games whenever I stream them, I have to like go at like 6%. I do that in Warcraft 3 as well. I'm like down to like 8% and it still seems loud. Okay. Now we've got big lads coming through. I've got lots of lumber. I don't know if there's a way to get them to go up to the top. Yes, there is, surely. If I do this, I can block. Now, you've got to pay attention that the wood is being chopped down, right? So you don't want him. Simon, stop it. Stop it, Simon. Nah, he chopped the tree. Or he's almost broken it. I'm going to send him over to this one. So you can tactically use the builder to open up terrain for you to place towers. So if I want the creeps to go through here, I could chop that tree down to completion. At the moment, it's still up and running and blocking. So I very much find this pretty easy to understand what's going on. This is a scout tower, is it? I'm not sure what this is. Gather Simon. He harvests, so he gets 1 at a time. Harvest speed is 6. Okay, so storage speed is 0.5. I won't worry too much about the numbers right now. We'll just concentrate on trying to deal with these mobs and lining up a maze. So you can maze. I always like being able to maze in tower defenses as well, because you can manipulate the creeps. That's always fun. That's where the tactical part comes in. So we've definitely cleared that, as we would expect to do on the first level. Especially as someone that's played Warcraft 3 custom games like tower defenses before. Shouldn't be too much trouble. We'll see what the future levels are going to be like. So, you either play that level again, or mission select. So, now there's a beam coming out of that. I'm going to assume that that's to indicate that that was the first level. Most perfect waves, 4. Highest wave, 5. So the next level is Canopy Spire. So you've almost got a golf course style image here to indicate roughly what you're going to be up against as a player. So it gives you a brief indication what the level's going to look like. And then obviously you go into it. And lo and behold, it is what you think it might be. It's nice and pretty. I like the architecture, the style. It's the simplification that I always appreciate. It's something that Warcraft 3 did so well as the original graphics. And they tried to do Reforged, make everything gritty and realistic, and it looked horrendous. You can still make a game look beautiful and visually appealing whilst keeping it simple. It's okay. We can do that. And it looks like it's been demonstrated pretty clearly here. So I would only say Simon looks a bit weird, to be honest, to me. His face. He looks like he's stoned or something. So, I don't know what he does in his spare time when he's not chopping trees. Right, okay, so we've got another level. They're going to spawn from here, and they're going to go to here. This is your base, so you don't want to lose this. Can't be having that. So you can think that maybe you can make the creeps go around here, here, and then back up to here. Try to think about how you can use the terrain right as it is, let alone what you can get Simon to do and cut up the trees. Because I'm only just pretty new to this game. I guess this is the lumber harvesting point, right? Is it? So this is where he brings the lumber in. Okay. So do I want to go? I guess it doesn't matter too much to go all the way around right now. You could always work your way backwards. They have to go to the main base, right? So you can always work your way backwards from here and think about how your towers are there. For now, I will just put a tower here. And a tower here. And then we'll think about it as we go. Another adaptation to the volume. Can you eat the bison? That's a good question. I can't right-click them, as far as I know. I don't think he harvests food from bison. What if food from bison gave you more lives? I don't know. Or they give Simon a boost to his ability to chop trees. I don't think you need to overcomplicate things like this. I think you want the game to be fairly relaxing, and then you can just concentrate on the mazing aspect of it, rather than sort of like the temporary aspects of like dealing with bison and giving yourself temporary buffs. I certainly wouldn't particularly enjoy that in a game. It's something you could do, but not something I would necessarily want. So yes, this must be your lumber harvesting point. If we hover over it, yeah, that just tells you the efficiency of your boy. So anywhere you go to chop trees, you're going to have to return to this point. But the downside, obviously, right, is if you try to chop trees here, if it might be more tactical for you to do so, to set up a nice maze, it's going to take him longer to bring that lumber in to put more towers down. So I guess you got to get a fine balance of effectively like setting up a nice tower maze that's really effective, but being able to put enough towers down in the first place. So if I press 1, that's the hotkey for these. I'm keeping this relatively straightforward right now. I'm just doing more of a zigzaggy type maze, which is always pretty effective. Now you can see I've now made the creeps decide that going this way is the quickest and most efficient way to do it. Now there's a problem with that, is I'm going to need to force them to go through my maze. So that is the point where you put a tower and then it changes their trajectory to go to the left. So you've got to find a point to block them off and put them back on the right path. So now we've got enough lumber, because I needed 2 towers otherwise. I can do this again, which then 100% forces them currently to go to the left. So they can't take that right path because this is blocked, this is blocked, this is blocked. You can sell towers for 1, so you're going to get half the cost back. We can speed the game up if we need to, if you feel confident. You can pause it to plan ahead. We're on wave 5. We've got 4 stars so far. Perfect wave. Flawless victory. What's this? Ancient knowledge. Smouldering embers that never cool live in the belly of a tower. Bring a gatherer to capture this knowledge. Okay. So I'm going to right click onto that. See if you can get in between the trees. Ancient knowledge unlocked. Flame tower. A short range tower that deals damage to all enemies in a narrow cone in front of the tower. Okay, cool. We've accessed a new tower, but it's going to cost 5 lumber. Not super cheap. Probably does a lot of damage. Would most likely be incredibly effective in a position like this in the middle or here, where the mobs go around in a square. So we've got 4 lumber. We could actually sell this tower, for example, and place this here. And my spider senses are telling me that's a good place for it. Or here would be a really good place. Actually, that's kind of a better place for it. But do I have enough lumber to do that without screwing up my maze? I'm going to just do that. Because effectively I'm going to hit more. And then we can make them go around a bit longer. So they're going to get hit initially as they come round by this tower. And then you get a gap. Then they come back. So you're going to be as efficient as you can be with this. Looks like it's going to spread some AoE damage. I'm clicking on the tower and it indicates the upgrades available. This is, at the moment, a demo on Steam. The developer would like it if you would wishlist it. I'm not being paid to play this. This is just simply me checking out the map. I say it's a map because I'm used to Warcraft 3 maps. The game, and I'll put a link and all that in the video description below. I thought I'd check it out. It looked alright. So if you're interested, make sure to wishlist it and check out the demo for yourself. I've just downloaded it, so as far as I know, as the point of this video being made, you can just download and play. Wow, I'm almost in trouble there. They're coming through thick and fast. I could always put another tower down if I need to, but at the moment, judging it, it's okay. So we're going to keep saving up for another flame tower because they're efficient. That would be a nice spot to put it. And then, once again, but we don't have enough time for that, as you can see. I'm going to make him go chop the trees here. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to put a flame tower here. This middle spot would be great, but that's used for lumber right now. I'm just going to put one more tower there as a backup at the back. Go to the blue altars on mana. Go to the blue altar. Get the mana for level 2. What are you yapping about, Paradise? Ah, these. I'll have a look. I don't know if I can attack trees like in Warcraft 3. I don't think so. You just right-click them. So you will have to manually kill them through right-clicks and then harvest them. In Warcraft 3, you can not harvest the lumber. You can actually alternatively attack the trees to make space. So that is something you have to foreplan a little ahead. You might want to tactically go for those points, but you're going to have to right-click them, and it's going to take some time. And bring in the lumber. Apparently the flame tower can't do AoE if I position them like I did. It did mention something about a conal attack. We'll find out. So new enemies incoming. Sprinters. Furious speed in a straight line. Very slow on turns. Oh, right. So sprinters. They're going to speed up, as you can see. Yeah, see, it's doing its conal attack there, so that's okay. You can see it's working. You can either upgrade it to a fan tower, a short-range tower that deals damage to all enemies in a wide cone in front of the tower, 45 degrees. Or a short-range tower that deals increased damage to all enemies in a narrow cone in front of the tower. Occasionally it erupts, dealing great damage to all enemies. So, 23 degrees. So a shorter sort of radius, but perhaps more damage. Or has the explosive effect, which, if the mobs are still alive at that point, if they're tankier mobs, that would probably be pretty efficient. I think it maybe is the mana that you're talking about, because it requires 2 of this and 5 wood. So if we come over here and see if we can gather one of those, that's probably 1. Yeah. Yep. Then we need to make sure our boy, Simon, right-clicks onto that tree to make space. I think I'll do one here for the time being. Because they're going to have to go around like that, which is pretty efficient for me. Let's unlock that ancient knowledge, Simon. Let's go. So you're going to have to balance economy with your sort of defense. So it's greed versus value. Bit like Legion TD in that regard. There's an endless mode if you're into that sort of thing. Personally, endless modes never appeal to me. I just like to have a mission and objective and just go do it. So we'll move on to the next mission. Shoreline Spire. What have we got here? So you've got a spawn point at the top, a spawn point at the right. So, are they all going to spawn in? How are the waves indicated? So if you hover over here, current waves. Okay. So at the moment, the information is pretty minimal. I like things being simplistic, but my main concern would be to maybe allow the player to know what's expected to come from this spawn point. What's expected to come from this spawn point, because in other tower defenses and such I've seen, they might show that air comes from here on level 3, but doesn't spawn anything until level 3, for example. Whereas this one's consistently spawning, so it'll show you wave 1 is X amount of this mob, X amount of that mob. So you can maybe plan ahead if you want to. So we've got 2 spawn points. One of the most tactical things to do could be just to make them go down the same path. So you might want to chop the trees. You could block this off, for example. It means that you have a tower that's not really doing anything because it's not going to attack mobs within range, but you could force them to come through. So you would need to chop down lots of trees here for that to join up with that path. So that's something I would consider. Unless you just build all around the middle and block this bit, and then they come up and around. I think I'm going to go with my tactical decision to try to do that. So I'm going to make them... I don't know if you can properly block in this game. It might actually, yeah, it looks like it's going to deny you. You can see it's red. You can't block in that place. So that's not going to happen. We've got this top spot here. We've got free lumber. I'm going to play the game.
Hello.
Simon's moving out. Oof. So we know that's going to come through to here. So maybe if we have a tower here for the time being, it will cover both. Whilst that's all I can build right now. Until I set up my path in. I don't think we'll worry about the ancient knowledge right now. So those 2 are coming through. Nothing spawned from here yet. So as you can see, for example, this is only spawning. I'm going to need more firepower, otherwise I won't kill those. Just about. So this is orange. I guess that's the indicator that mobs are spawning there. Ah, now this has become active. But you don't know that until that level started. Simon has still got such a long way to go. He's got to chop this down 2 more times, right? And then that 4 more times. So it's going to take a while to set up my blockage, which I think will end up costing me this level. But we will see. I'm just going to put all of my towers at the back, because at least they're going to do something. Ooh, just about. I'm expecting to leak soon though, because I've only got 0 wood. We've got through 1 tree. Having them all funnel through the same spot is good for AoE, but not necessarily that great for single target, because they're still going to have to get killed. And you might not have the firepower to deal with it. But I don't have much of a choice right now. These pesky buggers are persistent. And I am so close to losing a life. There's no way I'm not going to lose a life here. The question is, can I get through this level with the remaining lives I have? Just lost a whole bunch there on that one go. So I think we're finding out very quickly. This is where the tactics come in. Simon, what you doing? I want you to go for that tree. I'm hitting the wrong one. That's not helping, Simon. Oh yeah, I think the end is nigh. I was going to make him go up this path, but that's blocked. It blocks the exit for some reason. Cannot build blocks path to an exit. Could they not go up the north path though? I feel like you could build there, then they can just go up here and join. So I'm a little at odds at why that is a block and not allowed. Psychedelic colours. Okay, so we're going to obviously go again on that. I think we're just going to have to do this a different way. So we're going to go for the nearest tree now to get as much lumber as possible. And then we're going to make them go up and join. So instead of doing my more ambitious start of getting them to fully join at the beginning, which is something I would typically do in tower defenses, you can see that I didn't have the time to pull that off, so have to change tactics. So if we build here, for example, hopefully that can hit. Oh, look how much lumber I've got already now. I've got a lot of lumber already. Oh, cheeky bugger. Had to put one more tower down there. You've got so much more lumber chopping the trees nearby. So yes, let's block here. You can always still go for that long-term plan, right? I could always still, once I've got enough lumber, go over there, chop those two, and then put another one here, right? But you just need to get through the level. So you got to think about that. We don't want them going to the left. That would not be advantageous for us. That you can't. Cell is restricted, so you can't build there. There we go. So you can see the line, the path in, making them go around. This can work because there is a benefit to keeping them on separate lanes, which is to effectively delay one lane. So you kill the first lane before the second lane arrives. That's something you can also do in these type of tower defenses. So then your towers are like hitting one at a time rather than both, because then that's twice the amount of work you have to do. Hitting both is good if you've got enough AoE. But otherwise you kind of want to kill this wave and then focus on the next wave coming up. So this is working. For now. I might try to tactically take Simon to destroy those two trees and then make them go up. And then what I could do is block this path so then they have to go up and all the way to the left and around. And then these guys would have a very long path to take. I could also take Simon to go get some treasures and whatnot, but we're going to stick with our basic towers, which are pretty good so far. Doing alright. Keep going, Simon. Are these sprinters? I can't hover over or click them to find out what they are. That would be good information. Just a little box to come up and tell you, hey, these are what you think they are, or these guys have what their special ability is, that sort of thing. They have to enter base from the right and was blocked by far left tower. Perhaps there might be one only one entrance to the base. I'm not sure if it's always got to come in from the top. Like I said, it's my first time playing it, so finding out. Typically, you want to try to get as much value from your towers with this kind of zigzag style pattern. It could certainly be done better, but I think for now this is a big improvement on my first go on this level. So I've got to chop that tree again. So you do need to control this guy, make sure he's chopping the right tree. This is what you call tier 1 spam, so a tier 1 tower being the basic tower rather than the upgrades. We're bypassing the higher tier knowledge. I don't know if there's achievements though for collecting the knowledge, because that would make the levels more difficult in a way, I suppose, is trying to make sure you actually collect those if you want to be that kind of perfectionist. Get through the level, because then that's worse lumber harvesting for me, generally speaking. I'm making it harder for myself now, but initially, if the level was so that you would have to go for these trees in order to get that knowledge before the level ends. Oh, that's a big lad. Can't build when they're there, but you can slap it in just in between the gap. Can zoom in and out a little bit. At the moment, it's nice and clear to see what's going on. The health bars are good. I like those. Straightforward. I don't like segmented health bars. I'm not one of those people that like that, like in StarCraft. I prefer the Warcraft free flat health bar. I think it's more clear to follow. Right, I've destroyed the tree, so Simon says chop the nearby trees for more lumber. Oh, you can see they're actually naturally going for this path now. Have I just made it a lot worse for myself? Because they're joining up much quicker than I thought they would. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. You can see the AoEs popping off nicely. I need these guys. The thing is, if I block this... Okay, let's try that now. Yeah, I screwed myself over. My tactical choices were rough. If we build here, see how this works now. Ah, I think I got away with it, but there's a boss. He looks mean. Aberration. Hurls fireballs at the spires, circles spires and obelisks, vaporizing forests. So he's going to just trash the terrain. Here he comes. I'm not sure what to think of this. Is he just going straight for the point? Because I'm wrecked. Okay, he's just trying to mess up any pathing that you've currently got. He's just going to keep doing this. So the longer he lives for, the more time he has to destroy the terrain, which could mess up your maze. It's an interesting mechanic, but it's also kind of a nuisance, in case he just really screws you over harshly on the RNG. As long as he sticks to the middle, I've got obviously my damage there. Right, Simon. Do you want to go collect some ancient knowledge or something whilst we're here? Pay attention to what that boss is doing. See, the problem I have with this is they might still get to this location roughly at the same time, and that obviously screwed me over. So it's a learning process. I actually got some ancient knowledge here. I should take Simon over. Can't always select Simon as easily as I'd like to with a left click. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't land. Just block the left side and they will all go through the right path and converge. Ancient knowledge unlocked. Gem tower launches a volatile gem at its target. Bursts into shards. Area damage. Well, that is going to go here. Because that can hit on this line as well at the end. Simon! 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 What are you doing? I couldn't make him active unless I right-clicked on a tree. So you can't right-click him to a point on the map. That's maybe why it's not working. You have to interact with a tree or an object that he can reach. I got some lives back by the looks of it. So you can get some lives back if you get past bosses, maybe. He destroyed trees, but he didn't destroy anything too far to that boss. We could always make these take a slightly longer path if need be. So that takes them a bit longer. I lost a life. I had 6, didn't I? I lost lives earlier, though. Gym tower's popping off. So if you're a perfectionist, you might want to get perfect waves all the time, which is something I tend to do in some of these tower defenses. That creates the replayability, is coming back and then trying to get the perfect run. There he is. He's collected what he needs to. The boss actually opened up some of this knowledge, so that's good for me. Go get it, Simon. Mana Steel Fountain. Crystallizes magical runoff into Mana Steel. Creates 1 Mana Steel per wave. Okay, so that is pretty important actually, because the earlier you do that, then the more Mana Steel you're going to get. This is Mana Steel, so yeah. I can't upgrade a tower until 2 more waves. Shows you the wood per minute, so that's nice. Again, just drag this left-hand side and make it take a bit longer to get over. You can see the different upgrades. Basic tower level 2. Storm tower. Searing tower. Perhaps the developer could make it more clear for newer players to tower defenses, which one is AoE, which one is single target. Can your 4-year-old brother play it? I imagine so. I mean, I've got the mental capacity of a 4-year-old, so if I can manage it. Got a Mana Steel Fountain. Oh, sugar. That's the, oh, right. Look at that. It's not what I thought, actually. You just get enough to build it. That requires lumber. And then this is a structure that's generating economy. Yeah, okay. So the game has economy generating structures that you're going to need to protect, as well as you can use them, as you can see, to be part of the maze. So if you're greedy, which is what I typically am, you're probably going to want to prioritize getting to a Mana Steel Fountain as fast as possible, and then building around it and getting better quality towers as a consequence. Obviously, I'm a bit late to the game on this one now, so I have to wait 1 more turn. And then I can upgrade one of these fire towers, for example. Maybe it gets more range. I don't think the range increases. That one's got such a good range, it probably should be worth upgrading this. I could try the Searing Tower. Sounds like it might do a bit more single target damage. These are big lads. These are big lads. Very big lads. Gonna have to just slap down some towers here, honestly. Now I've spent, I can't upgrade. Such is the price. Actually, no, to be fair, I need one more turn to upgrade anyway. So sometimes you just have to put some desperation towers down. And I think we've got enough to clear this. So I won't put anything else. That's a tactical decision you have to make for yourself, is how much do you panic build versus using your judgment to assume that you've got enough damage to clear it before it reaches the base. So here comes the mana. Boom. Now we're going to upgrade that. That's got another upgrade into Searing Tower. So once you go down a path, it sticks to that path. Now I'm just better off just slapping as much as I can, I think, just to elongate the maze a little bit. Because I don't think there's going to be many waves after. This could be the last wave for all I know. I'm not sure there's an indicator as to how you know the last wave is on its way or not. And I'm going to take Simon and chop the tree nearby for more efficiency. I think it's looking pretty good now, this maze. All things considered. We can confidently speed it up now. With great power comes great responsibility. I thought those guys were just going to shortcut for a moment. There might be mobs that try to do that. Flying mobs. I don't know. Look at Simon go. He's chopping trees like nobody's business now. That's always just a good spot. You can see it reaches a lot. There it is. Victory. That's fun. It's a good little tower defense, honestly. I enjoyed that. Look at all the different levels. So you can see it goes on and on and on. So you're in the green pastures for now. And then you'll work your way through, you know, the icy terrain and then into like the scorched earth by the looks of it. So the little mobs flying through. I like the design. I like the architecture style. There's even training here. So if you really wanted to learn how to path, then you can do so to create the perfect maze. So that's pretty neat. They got their own Discord page. So, and I'll just give a quick link or show out to the store. So this is Spires of Morosith Gossamer Sundered. Spires of Morosith is a tactical tower defense game with a blend of real-time strategy elements. Like I say, download it now if you wish. Give it a wish list. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this, like the video. Have a nice day. And see you in the next one. Take care.